And we're live. How's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Hello. My background is less barren now.
Mine is less as well.
I got books.
Nice.
No, I've
And
been
an
meaning to get
alcoholic
this
Dr.
started.
Pepper.
Now, why would you do that to Dr. Pepper?
I have
That's what we had to mix.
Adam, you should just start your own distillery in your closet.
He doesn't have enough Arizona green tea.
Oh my god.
Making moonshine is not that hard. You literally just need like yeast, corn, and water, I think.
Yeah. Although
I
knowing
have had-
Adam, he might just ferment green tea.
I think that's just kombucha at some point.
Yeah,
But
No, that's a specific fungus.
I know.
No, I got logged out of Twitch. I can't mute people.
Yes, but welcome back to the shit show that is our tabletop live streams. I am your humble storyteller, Josh, and I will be running Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition, the Dustbowl Blues.
Woo!
Last time we left off, our intrepid motley found themselves in the Vanderburg cattle co, or at least one of the motley did, where he promptly shot the, I don't know if he's the foreman, I guess. I guess I should probably learn technically what the guy who runs the company's called.
I was standing my ground.
Yeah, he decided that he was going to get some information out of one Mr. Bill Turner. Bill Turner tried to reach under his desk to grab a sawed-off shotgun, and Mon Jarston promptly shot him in the face. To which Jazz happened to walk in and hear a gunshot go off. Probably heard a window open and somebody jump out, and an old woman had a heart attack in front of him. And he used his ability of Sovereign to literally command her to not die.
Now, while I have the opportunity, I wanted to do this on camera. Josh,
Yes.
would you allow me to spend 4 XP to get Sovereign 2?
Yes.
Thank God, I'm going to need
Yeah, I need Josh, would you allow me to spend 9 XP to stop him from getting sovereignty?
it.
This is a
Yes.
battle.
Yeah.
Putting in bids.
If Adam reaches 50 XP or more, I will allow everybody to spend 2 of his XP every session if they want to.
So we're voting for Adam then.
I'm
No, Adam
halfway
just has
there.
to start spending his XP.
I'm at 24. Let's go halfway there, guys. I think I'm at 24.
You're
Let me
at
double check here.
24?
Yeah, I haven't spent any.
Adam, why? Like, seriously, my guy, why?
Adam likes to play in hard mode.
It's a challenge,
Like-
making the game harder.
I'm at fucking 12 and I'm like, man, I should probably start spending some of those.
Yeah, I'm a hoarder. Sorry.
Like, honestly, I have learned from Rearid that you can get pretty fucking far just with your base assortment of fucking, like, dots. But it helps.
Look at how far Carlo Martino got.
Starfinder, Jack, how's it going?
Yeah, how's it going now?
So Eleanor also happened to be passing by, but since she's not able to play with us tonight, I'm going to assume she just kind of hears the gunshot, hears an old woman scream, and then just keeps walking towards the library.
Not her monkey, not her circus.
Fucking
Yeah, man.
Abe Simpson.
Glad you can make it, Jack.
So we're going to move away from the excitement real quick to go to the other half of the motley. Kyle, where was it that your changeling decided to go?
I wanted to go to that farm that seems to be doing better than everybody else.
You think you're better
And-
than that?
You better than this?
Beat you to it.
Now tell me.
I mean, they might. I don't know. You were there. Apparently, they have some dope ass beans.
So you're heading towards with the shares kind of heading towards the southwestern direction,
Oh.
out of Crucifixion.
Indeed.
And much like a lot of the rest of the homes here, what hasn't been essentially blown away by the dust is fighting to maintain itself. Old tin and refurbished bits of wood make up.
Also, thank you for the follow. J2123, how's it going?
Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
It's
you
a
know,
bold strategy, Cotton, to not want to be spoiled by joining the most recent live stream.
Well,
Hell
no,
yeah.
no, we
Glad to have
okay.
you, but
Well,
bold
we're all
strategy.
dead.
Might I suggest treating it like in media res? I am a little bit behind on the uploads. I'm sorry. I've been working on getting that caught up. It's been a wacky couple of weeks. But, we love to have you. We're glad you're here, and, you're more than welcome to hang out.
Hell yeah.
So I would-
You'll forget about it. Yeah.
If I may make a suggestion, hang out with us tonight. Treat the others as prequels when they finally go up. Otherwise, if you don't wish to, I completely understand.
Set yourself to maximum lurk.
Have us muted, but just keep it going in the background.
Right? It's like, man, look at these goofballs over here.
Watch our videos while listening to the
previous
live
video.
stream.
You know?
Just to invoke maximum in madness.
Yeah, but back some support for us. Yeah,
Not what I was saying.
that works too. Yeah.
Absolutely confused.
So are you walking or are you taking the car?
I guess I'll take the car. Why not? Nobody else seems to need it.
So the suspension's gonna run a little rough off of the not paved roads leading towards where a lot of the shares are.
Oh,
And
but Josh,
I know, I'm assuming you're gonna.
I'm 100% going to invoke some bullshit.
All right, why don't you go ahead and I believe you're activating your Wayfinder.
Yes. Have enough dice. Yeah. All right. I'm going to try and convince the car that it really wants to just float around. Come on, Betsy. I know you don't want to just sit around here all day. Let's go somewhere new and fun and potentially where there's some grass growing. Come on, girl, and just rev the engine a little bit.
Also,
Yeah,
no one listening. Hi, welcome. Jumping in blind. I think you watched episode 1. Well, enjoy. We are more than happy to have you along for the ride. Daestra, how you doing?
I will give you a -1 to the difficulty.
Okay.
Daestra, if you do that, I think you will start gaining insight into the universe that even we can't comprehend.
Well, he'll start seeing the diamond-shaped triangles, right? And from there, it's just a higher plane of fucking consciousness. He'll start understanding dolphin clicks.
4 successes.
You don't want to get there. You don't want to that level. That's my level at the moment.
But you rev the engine and the car starts floating just off the ground because I'm assuming you're not trying to get it to take off right away.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to maintain my low fly zone bullshit.
So kind of triangulating where you saw it from the air to your way through the shares that you're making. You're able to find what seems to be the only farm that seems to not necessarily be prospering, but it seems to actually have a few things growing. And remembering your own experience with the abuela back at the ranch, you kind of see that seems to be what this guy's got going on here. He seems to have a more cohesive ecosystem with the way he's planting his food.
Awesome. Well, I think we might be unlucky here.
So he sees your car approaching and kind of takes off his straw cowboy-looking hat and says, well, second stranger I've seen this week. Can I help you?
I think you can. I see you. You seem to know how to grow things, while everything else here seems to be a little, dry and dead. I'm honestly incredibly impressed. It reminds me of this woman I used to know back on a ranch. She always had a good way with the grass or the grass with the plants and crops.
Like the grass we used to eat.
We eat the grass just like the cows. We gotta get into their mindset. They're always up to something. Sneaky son of bitches. But anyway,
You can't eat wheatgrass.
I mean, we can try.
I think at this point in history, you quite haven't gotten to the point of juicing it, but
True. I guess I just wanted to come by and see what you're doing. That's keeping you afloat so well compared to everybody else.
it's like it's nothing special. Well, actually, a lot of the old ways they were done for a reason. The soil, it has gotten too loose. The plants need to give their nutrients back to the earth. They need to cycle through and trying to increase profits. Es no bueno. You plant the same thing over and over, and well, what was a field turns to desert.
Yeah, I think we can see what happens when you do that. Just gonna gesture broadly to everything behind me. So I guess my other curiosity here is like, how are you getting the water to keep everything going? Don't mind me asking.
He's like, well, I can't seem to get enough of it, and well, you kind of see, and he doesn't have like a full field. He's literally got what would amount to a small garden that seems to be working.
Okay, yeah.
And he says, well, I dug a little deeper and I thought I hit a big pocket of agua, but well, that's already starting to run dry too.
Huh. Perhaps you'd maybe want to help me. I want to do what I can to try and save the town, at least for the people that are here. I'm not one for wanting to watch people starve to death.
Why?
It's just not my style. So I totally would like more dreamers. You seem like you may know a thing or two about the old ways, or know someone who does. I know I've heard of some old ways of trying to find water through dowsing, and I don't know if you would know anyone that would know how to do that or have the implements. Because I think water, as well as like using your style of crop rotation, maybe we'll be able to do something here.
He's like, I don't have any magic. I can't say I know anything of that sort. Back in Mexico, you have the chinampas, but you need water in the first place to get something like that to work. But kind of looks around and sees that there really isn't anybody else nearby other than his family back inside of his house. He's like, I have a suspicion there's been outsiders like you and that fellow who came by my house the other day, but these men seem like they were looking for something. They had land surveying equipment. I don't know exactly what it was they were looking for, but if you had maybe something like that, you could look for water.
You know who they were working for?
Well, there aren't many people here who own quite as much as the Vanderbergs.
That's a safe assumption.
Now, they want to get rid of us, but well, my family's been here hundreds of years, and on some sides even longer than that. I don't plan on letting them drive me out of my home.
I don't plan on letting them do that either. Like That to me ain't right. People ought to be able to roam where they want to go, not be just tossed out just because someone else doesn't like it. Do you know where these surveying guys went?
Well, I wasn't able to watch them too closely, but I have to imagine they went back to either the cattle office or to Senor Vanderberg's house.
Well, do you know where out here they ventured?
He'll kind of he'll point out further in towards the shares going south, and he'll say that they were looking what would have been on directly on people's land, but quite a few people have already been evicted over the past 2.5 years with the lack of being able to pay their loans on their land. So he's going to kind of gesture out towards the shares where some of the homes are lying abandoned, as well as the farms that used to rest on them.
Let's see. Wonder. There's got to be some kind of. I've heard of tales of, like, out here. There's like some really deep pockets of water. Like you said, you dug deeper, found some more. I'd like to be able to find more water for the people. And it'd be a big help. Anything that you may know, even if it comes down to like advice on growing. As I like I said, I don't want to see anyone get tossed out, and the Vanderbergs feel mighty suspicious to me, and I'd much rather help you stay here than help some big shot from out east just rack up the prices of everything and try and take over the town.
Why don't you give me a charisma persuasion?
Okay, I can. Do we have persuasion?
You do now.
I don't think we have persuasion, friend.
Empathy.
Empathy. I can do that one. DC 8?
5e and over a year at this point, but I still seem to default to those skills.
One success.
It programs you, man. It embeds in your head. Huivn, how's it going, buddy?
HCG.
I'm sure Tom has no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, what?
Totally not copyrighted. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Von Morrison, how's it going, buddy?
Hey.
It's totally original. It's OC character. Do not steal.
Yeah, but I got one success.
Huivn was commenting on your name, Tom.
Oh, yeah, the Twitch crashed for me, so I didn't get to see it.
Oh, okay.
I would say some of that equipment was pretty big. I can't imagine they've been driving it around with it everywhere. If you look through some of those houses, I bet you might be able to find some of it.
I'll have to do that. By the way, my name's Gilbert Boyle. I'm gonna extend my hand out to him.
He'll dust a hand off on his pants and return the gesture. He says, "Pedro."
Nice to meet you, Pedro.
Oh, you saying dog.
Yeah, everything's better with the
wrong.
Jelly Goth Cat Girl.
You've been a big help. You know, if you could do me the solid of not letting the Vanderbergs know about my movements, and let me know if I can do anything to help y'all.
He'll nod his head and say, "Hey, be careful out there, a lot of people, despite what they've done to us, seem to like what the Vanderbergs have planned for this community.
Well, can't say I'm part of that bunch.
Well, for a second, I thought you were coming by to ask for beans.
I have heard tale that your beans are quite fantastic, but considering the tight structure, the times we're living in, I don't feel it's quite right to ask for more food from y'all. You've managed somehow to get a garden, keep it going out here. I'd rather not mess with that.
I appreciate it, but if a man is hungry, I'm not going to turn him away.
Well, I ate breakfast today, so perhaps another time.
All right, and with that, we're going to go to you, Adam. Where I believe you are also heading towards the shares to go meet with Samantha Owens.
I heard the gunshot right, or was that?
I'm assuming you and Kyle are probably heading out towards the same time. You might have heard a gunshot off in the distance. But,
Just drive off and leave it.
yeah,
Yep.
Gonna
ask
get a
you,
ride
would you-
here.
Would you get in the car with Gilbert Boyle, or would you hoof it?
Just leave it.
Considering you guys are kind of heading in the same direction.
That's
I'd probably get in the car. Yeah.
All right,
Same
I'll
line.
give you a ride.
So I'm assuming at some point you're gonna point out that the direction you're heading, where you're past divide. I don't know if Gilbert Boyle's gonna stop the car for you to get out, or if you're gonna jump out.
I'm like, oh, Gilbert, right here. Slow down. I'm gonna be like all timid. But then he's probably gonna. I don't know if he listens. Gilbert, slow down. I'm trying to get out. It's around here somewhere.
It's like boom, zoo.
You're just flying. You're just using the car to fly though.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you still flying?
it's more like a hovercraft.
Yeah.
It's like the tires have actually been flat, but can't tell. Yeah, I know about that. I don't need to gimp our car already.
I guess I get out of the car. I'm like, I'll meet you back home. I guess. Or else the
Yeah,
apartment-
Do me a favor and don't get yourself into too much trouble.
No promises there. I sound
Yeah.
full of trouble.
Drive off to my mission at Pedro's.
Alright. So you probably still got a good couple of tens of minutes to walk from the point where I want to call it a street, but I think it's technically just a road, an unpaved road, kind of verges off into Miss Owens' property. And she'll kind of look up from, I'll say like a wagon or something that she's trying to, or a wheelbarrow she's trying to repair as she kind of tips her head to you.
Like, you mind if I come in or have a little talk?
He's like, sure, come on in. There's not a whole lot else to do.
It's hot as hell out here, ain't it?
Yeah, ain't nothing growing fast enough anyway.
Feels like the desert's going faster than anything else. Then,
She'll go and open her little fence to let you in.
Oh, we got a bot in chat.
Sir Dana, we can become famous, guys. Oh boy.
Neat. Oh boy, can't wait to not do that.
Man, what's up with my fucking Twitch? I can't fucking, like, chat's not moving for me.
Do you have it set to like top chat or something?
Nope.
At least the bots believe in us.
I know. But
Have you blocked half of our viewers?
He just like, boss, everybody gone. Everybody's blocked from muted.
She'll be like, I didn't really get a chance to ask you last time, Mr. Tinkerton. What is your business here in Crucifixion?
It's I'm here on I guess I guess I don't know how to describe it. A venture trip with Hutch. He's trying to expand his land holdings and I guess trying to improve this little settlement over here. And I'm just here to see if anything I can do to help.
So you're like his personal handyman.
Hands and feet, yes.
I hate you, Adam.
Hell yeah. I'm glad we're all just like hard cringing each other tonight. This is great.
Like, damn it, Josh, you put me with the perfect setup. I had to do it.
I was half expecting not a dick sucking joke, but like some kind of hand job joke out of you.
Yeah, this is this is Kazan, not.
I suppose that works as well.
Yeah. I've already done the walls and what's it called on this? I've redone his the apartment. I guess the hotel we're at. I just started the. My brain just stopped thinking for a second.
I got logged out, Daestra.
My brain logged out right there too.
Should be like the old hotel.
Old hotel, yeah. Clean out most of the dust there. Keeps going back inside. It's curing.
Oh, y'all planning on having customers sometime soon?
We're planning for it. We're expecting the best, prepare for the worst.
People used to come here all the time on business. I'm not sure what they'd be coming through for nowadays.
We be figuring that out. We're trying to make the hotel look up and nice and fancy to prepare for them visitors.
Well,
the hardest part is there's no water. There's hardly any water out here to keep a sustainable, I guess, infrastructure and crops and stuff.
I hear that's the problem from here to Nebraska, though.
Yeah, but there's always water somewhere. We gotta just go out and find it somehow.
Kind of looks off to the distance and says, well, you'd sure have me fooled that there's water everywhere. And then you hear a baby crying from inside of the house as Miss Owens excuses herself and gets up and comes back out with a baby at her bosom. They're like, I'm sorry, it's just well, I can't quite carry her around with me when I'm trying to fix up everything around here.
I know there's some things you gotta take care of first. It's you.
So what do you all think is going to bring people back here?
Well, it ain't that church over there, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know about that. I hear Miss Marigold's plan on having some of that radio equipment shipped into the church, and well, people from here to LA are going to be able to hear her speaking.
Was it really that easy in the fucking 30s? You just buy a fucking ham radio and you have a podcast?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it's pretty easy to start a podcast now.
I mean, yeah, we've done it. CAFCON has canonically done this. I think Dungeon Dweebus lasted 2 fucking episodes.
I don't think that's the podcast he was referring to.
Oh, I have missed a reference then, and I apologize.
The porn Chaz.
Oh! Is that technically a podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yusuf, how's it going, buddy?
But to answer your question, Chaz, as long as you could get any kind of AM radio broadcasting equipment, you could broadcast pretty far back in the day. Like legitimately coast to coast, if you had the proper equipment.
Don't imagine it's easy to get though.
Well, I have to imagine they're like, because there's not a lot of radio towers. Half this fucking land is still desolate.
Yeah, but it
Once
also
again-
means there's nothing to interrupt the signal.
But there's nothing to carry it. I can't even get fucking 4G in half the time in the city. You're telling me you could broadcast nationwide? Bullshit.
Well,
I mean, historically correct, but still bullshit.
very different signals.
Yeah, they're very like 4G is like super short
Also,
range.
Adam,
The farthest range.
Adam, you and I are going to have a problem because I got my injection where you work and I still don't have 5G yet.
Well, that's your broadcasting signal though, Charlie.
And your
You
phone
try-
handle 5G.
Ah, fair point.
You have your little what's it called the tinfoil hat on there in order to acquire the best signal.
I enjoyed that, Adam.
That feels like a euphemism.
They might not have given you the microchip vaccine, Chaz. They might have given you the one that changes your sexual orientation or something like that, or whatever
God damn it, Pfizer. I knew it.
conspiracy they got going on now.
Hang on, I just noticed Yusuf happens to have a 30-foot ham tower in the backyard and gets skips from Taiwan. Where the fuck do you live? Are you
Canada.
okay? I mean, yeah.
You severely underestimate how powerful radio could be.
Oh, that, you know what? That is fair. I probably do.
In middle school, I felt like in one of the lockers, I was just like going through them, but I just found like a little hand radio basically, and I still have it, but it's like broken basically. But it picked up like signals from from Russia for some reason. I'm like, okay, I guess this is weird. I guess this works. I don't know if it's like just a read broadcast or something, but I don't know.
So that's why Adam knows Russian.
The dust, the done.
Adam was actually a sleeper agent this whole time.
I knew it.
I've infiltrated Kafka and completed.
Wouldn't that be the best fucking deep cover? Is Adam. Adam, we just fucking show up one day and he's got like fucking sunglasses on and a suit. I am very, very good at my job, gentlemen.
Right.
Never suspected you for a second, Adam.
Adam's the NSA guy this whole fucking time.
He is our FBI agent.
The Great Betrayal.
I'm the KGB guy. Come on, guys.
Heavy on the sleeper part? No. That's when he's watching.
That's what I'm always watching. Yeah.
That's when he's downloading his programming.
I'm installing updates. Installing orders.
She says she's got a message the whole country needs to hear.
Yeah, but a lot of the words she's saying, they're not right. It's all is.
She kind of gives you a quizzical look and says, "Well, what do you think isn't right about what she's saying?"
We're in the 20s, right? Or yeah, the 20s.
1933 is what I said.
Okay.
A few months before Prohibition gets repealed, is what we established. So, don't go down to the railway and try drinking the alcohol there. It probably still has poison in it.
Ooh.
But it's more clear than the water.
Yeah. That's a thing they did with they needed some kind of alcohol-based chemical for the railways.
No, I
People
think
started drinking it to get drunk, and so
Yeah.
they had a poison to it.
just for no other reason than to keep people from drinking it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the schools here that were like pouring bleach on the foods that the employees weren't taking the extras home.
Oh, restaurants do that all the time, dude. There's some super dark shit that happens in capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fun scenario we're role playing.
Yes.
It's the true world of darkness.
But yes, it is currently 1933, Adam.
Oh yeah, like
Adam, plug Honest Dice. The chat has spoken.
okay. Well, I think of this quandary. Think of the Onyx Dice app for all your thinking outside the box needs. You need to solve for time. Onyx Dice.
Weird flex, but okay.
Onyx Dice, for when you don't want to play the game.
We have to solve for time.
Your dice roll is still loading. Please wait.
The dice roll is still loading. Please wait.
It's like, at least it's polite.
Yeah. But it is a very good service. But except for Charlie, it gives them the bad rolls.
That could just be my rolls, though. I mean, I'm not really prepared to blame Onyx Path for that.
Yeah. But a lot of the stuff she says is I guess the term would be racist. She's trying to make people fight each other. It's we're trying to be united country, but she's trying to keep us separated from it. She's a house divided won't stand.
Hey, there you go, Adam, quoting the actual Bible.
Yeah. I didn't know what's in the Bible about that works. Cool.
Oh, a house divided cannot stand is from the Bible. I think it might be from one of the Gospels.
Cool.
I think Lincoln quoted it in one of his speeches.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Probably.
That's what I was getting it from my brain of Lincoln.
I mean, still, just quoting Lincoln. Gospel of Mark 3:25.
Oh, a house divided cannot stand.
Yep.
Nope. So I'm gonna tell her that. There's got to be a better way to, I guess, get a better word out than what she's saying. But I don't know. You got to find the right man to do it. The right girl to do it.
And
That's
now,
very progressive for the 30s.
We all are.
Yeah.
you're all changelings. You all know the whole. You know, a lot of this racist stuff is probably bullshit.
Mhm.
You're all humans. You're all inferior beings, not made out of dreams.
Right.
Why are you fighting?
Yeah.
I've got
All
three
of you
dots of
suck
remembrance.
equally.
I remember, like, people not being as fucking shitty.
I was gonna say, Adam, do you remember how many success you rolled in order to make this woman one of your dreamers?
It took like a month or so to like do it. I have to like visit her like every time I could to get for a month. But it's like a long time. It's a sharecropper a month to get the musing for it.
Okay.
In my notes at least, yeah. So it'll be a while anyway. Yeah. But I'll just get started, I guess, sometime.
Okay, so you still need a whole month.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, counting down one of the days at this point. Is there something you're trying to get out of this conversation other than trying to inspire some of that dreaming in her?
Or the dreaming, and then like basically not to listen to the Owens, or that's that Owen.
You're talking about Marigold.
Oh, yeah, Marigold. Yeah, Marigold.
Gold.
No, she's telling him not to listen to Owen.
Don't listen to yourself. You don't know what you're saying.
It's all anxiety. They're just lying to you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, a distiller don't listen to Samantha Gold. Essentially, yeah.
Harry Gold.
Harry Gold,
Sisters
yeah.
Eileen Gold.
I get all the gold wrong. Gold.
If we give Adam infinite time, he will eventually get the right name.
Super gold. No.
Buster
Booster
Gold.
It was
Gold.
at this moment that he knew.
Oh, stop HG
Oh,
dropping
yeah.
the bits for the
Oh man.
this moment they knew.
She'll say, now,
I think we
Mr.
shared a
Tinkerton,
brain cell there, Tom.
what kind of message would you be broadcasting? I feel like I'd love to pick your brain for those kind of ideas. You seem like an interesting man. Messing with a poor old woman like me.
You're
Oh, she's coming on to you.
With the the seduction option is hitting on. That's kidding.
Oh man.
No.
Like she's got a kid, Adam. You know she's down. She's done it at least once before.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot. God damn it. God damn it, alcohol. I need more of it to remember my thoughts. Traditional moonshine. For the time of the age, appropriate drink of the time.
Yeah, pumpkin pie moonshine or what?
Oh, pizza. It's peach moonshine.
To say pumpkin pie moonshine, that's amazing.
That'd be
I'm
good
not sure I'd
pumpkin.
want to drink it, but wow,
Dude, I've had some good ass moonshine from back in the day.
believe it.
I was dating this chick from Georgia once for a while, and I went like back to the motherland to go visit her extraordinarily white family, and her dad made moonshine because of course he did. But I tell you what, that moonshine was fucking awesome. Like, he brewed it with like little cinnamon sticks and shit in the mason jars. He brewed it in mason jars because of course he did. Mwah, fantastic fucking moonshine.
You only went half blind.
It was good shit.
And that's why Chaz can't see out of his left eye.
It all makes sense.
Wait, that's why we wear glasses now.
We got to get our CAFCON gin distillery up and running at some point.
Oh man, that'd be dope.
Not that we would ever do such a thing, as distilling liquor in Texas is super illegal.
Yeah, we wouldn't do it in Texas.
In Mexico.
It's like if only we were conveniently placed near two other borders.
I know.
All right, Adam, what are you telling this woman? What would Paul Tinkerton broadcast to the world? What are his deep thoughts and philosophies?
He would basically state what's I had it right now. I had it in my thoughts. Damn it. Like instead of trying to divide each other, we gotta stick together, help each other out. The only way to survive this Dust Bowl, we have to lean on each other as the people before us have, and we'll get through this together.
Kind of cradling her baby, bobbing it up and down in her arms, she'll be like, well, that's a mighty nice sentiment, Mr. Tinkerton. I wish more people felt the same.
Please.
And now we'll go to Mr. Rearidoplium, who is currently a dying old woman in his arms.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, on the previous session, we agreed that I recognized Mon Jarston's voice on the other side of the door.
Yes.
Okay. At the beginning of this session, you specifically stated that I heard a window open and someone climb out. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. I need to know specifically what is going on in this moment, specifically with what I hear outside the office.
Why don't you give me perception alertness?
I should have known you were going to ask me for that. Okay, perception, alertness. That's some dice. What's my
Everybody's
difficulty?
favorite roll. I'll diff 7, just because other side of the door.
I don't hear shit, Captain. All right, so
You're falling for one of the classic blunders.
here's what I'm going to do. I am going to wait a couple of beats. I'm going to specifically... I'm assuming that Mon Jarston is the one that shot somebody, because why wouldn't I? And I'm going to specifically try to give him a couple of seconds to get away. But before I push it too much, I'm going to literally like scoop the woman up in my arms. I'm going to go out onto the front fucking porch, patio, whatever the fuck this place has, and I'm going to start calling for help.
This time Chaz has chosen to save the old woman rather than beat her to death with a mace.
I don't know if they know that story.
Do I know that story?
You can recount it real quick. It's tangentially related.
That was not one of my proudest moments.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, we were playing a game of Dark Ages Inquisitor, and I was playing this nun character who is not optimized for combat.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a member of the Inquisition. She took it seriously, and one of her like main drives was, redeem the sinners. Now, part of taking it seriously is twofold. Number one, as part of the clergy, she was one of the few members of the Inquisitor Circle that was actually part of the clergy. Ergo, she could not draw blood, so she had a very what would you call rudimentary mace that she used as a weapon. And secondly, as a member of the Inquisition, her goal is to save the souls of the people under her charge. She's not so much worried about the body. So she tries to redeem this woman who is basically a ghoul. She was addicted to vampire blood. As far as fucking Sister Maria Florienza, I believe was her name, as far as she knew, she had succeeded. Later on in the story, she re-encounters the woman. They find the vampire, feeding this woman blood. And as Tom, a la Guts, goes off to chase the vampire down, I am left with this penitent woman realizing that she has sinned. She has gone back on her repentance. I need to do something about this so she can't sin again. In that moment, it is me and it is Adam, and we all know what Adam's characters are like. This fucker has 50 XP stored up. He hasn't bought anything. I am currently the most capable character in this secluded forest clearing, and my nun character sentences this woman to death. She is not optimized for combat. So it turns into what attempts to be a very solemn giving of last rites, and very quickly putting her out of her misery with the mace. I botch the roll. So it turns into me very slowly, very savagely stoving this fucking woman's head in, as my nun is just fucking crying in the forest clearing, and Adam just sort of watches on helplessly.
Well, the fun part was the woman was a leper, so I gave her like 2 boxes of health, and it took Chaz several turns to beat this leper to death.
You beat an old leper to death while Adam just watched.
Adam was like on death's doorstep for like 9 sessions.
Yeah. Healing as a human inquisitor takes forever, but to the present moment, you're holding this old woman in your arms. And you sovereign, you kind of like, she's like, my God, he shot him. He shot him, she says, as you're kind of, help. Sheriff's department is not far away. You immediately see a very, not tall, but like probably about 6'2", very lanky man with his hair parted to one side and a very poor attempt at a mustache.
Have I seen this guy at any point during my time in Crucifixion?
Yes, you encountered him, I believe, when he accosted Mr. Monjarson about you all squatting in the hotel.
Oh, fuck. I super do not remember how that went.
And it seems like there's a bit of a peanut gallery starting to form as people are kind of stepping out of the diner and the people volunteering to help clean up the church are stepping out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is entirely performative. I'm doing this to gain as much attention and hopefully provide a distraction for Drellux, hopefully.
So following the deputy, as you can see on his badge, comes the actual sheriff, a more robust, swarthy-looking man with black hair. Actually looks more built like a sheriff in the Old West would be, but still young, probably early 30s. As he's looking around, he's like, "Damn it, Goose, go that way!" As he kind of goes up to you and is like, "What the hell happened here?"
Is it the sheriff or the deputy approaching me?
Sheriff is coming up to you while the deputy's the one kind of running off to go look for Mr. Monjarston. Not that he knows he's looking for him just yet.
Yeah. I got no idea, officer. I walked through the door and heard a gunshot here. She saw everything. And I sort of like set her down.
The man, some kind of bandito came in and shot Bill. It'll be like a bandito.
Bill Turner, I say. God, Lord Almighty, they got Bootstrap.
And the deputy will turn to you and be like, "Son, did you see anything? Did you see any of this?"
Sir, hand to God, I saw nothing. I came in, I heard the man exclaim that he was reaching for something, and then a gunshot, loud as thunder. And then this here lady, she keeled over. I thought she was gonna bite the big one. Luckily, I was able to. I'm legitimately like stammering, like I'm panicking and trying to work this into as good of a story as I can.
Tom, will you quickly give me a dexterity stealth roll?
You
Wait,
gotta
what
believe.
Oh, there's. Yeah.
Well,
So are we gonna use the Jin base for our Nerd 4 Loco?
No.
At least we know that if Tom fails the dexterity stealth, he will succeed in the dexterity firearms to follow.
Stealth firearms.
What's the diff?
I'll say a diff 6 because Deputy Goose isn't very good at his job.
That's 4 successes then.
4 successes. So are you booking it, or are you like finding somewhere to kind of like duck and lay low real quick?
Let's see. I'm probably booking it right now.
I'm assuming your horse is still behind the hotel somewhere.
My horse is where it needs to be always. It's a smart horse.
It is. I do believe we established it was Death's horse. Because you put it into that's a chimera, right?
Yep. I put 5 dots into chimerical companion and 5 dots into chimerical item.
Jesus.
So you have Death's horse and a gun made from Death's scythe.
Yeah, I've been to the desert on a horse with no name.
Did it feel good to be out of the rain?
No, we need the rain.
So
That tie-in though.
So booking it, turning back real quick, Monjarston, you see the deputy that you kind of gave a bit of sass to a day or two ago. kind of desperately looking around, and before he can catch eyes with you or get eyes on you, you turn a corner behind some of the abandoned storefronts on Main Street, and you can kind of hear him run and turn back the other way. And going back to Mr. Reared Up Liam, you see the deputy kind of huffing, putting his hands on both of his knees, is like, oh, whoever shot him, he's gone. And, Reared, why don't you give me a manipulation empathy?
Manipulation, empathy. Oh, I'm good at this. Wow, I am actually good at this. Do you sure you don't want to call for a different dice pool, Josh? I actually have a couple this time.
Yeah, why don't you give me strength athletics?
Okay. That is literally half. What's my difficulty? I know.
Diff 7.
4 successes. I saw 2 come up, and I was like, that's what I get for shooting off my fucking mouth.
So the woman kind of gasps. He's still holding her in your arms, and she's like, "My God, he's saved my life."
Oh shucks, man! I didn't.
Holy house of the Lord.
Oh, what? I didn't hear what she said. Sorry.
Oh no, she said she was about to return to the Lord's holy house, but when you came and administered first aid to her.
Oh shucks, madam! I didn't do nothing a good Christian wouldn't have done. I just wish I could have done something for old Bill. Dear God, is he really gone, Sheriff? I haven't gone in there yet. I don't know what's happened.
So the deputy and the sheriff will go into the building. Are you gonna follow them? Or
I'm following because I'm immediately looking for a way to spin this.
Are you still carrying the old woman, or are you gonna put her down?
I put her down as the sheriff came up.
So you're gonna
come on, old lady.
Put her down too.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't decide to establish a pattern of killing old women.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. Like I said, my next character is going to be an unseelie slua, so we'll see what happens.
Well, not your me.
I'm sure I'll give you a chance. I think it would be fun to do like a Demon the Fallen Chronicle during the Satanic Panic.
Oh, I want to play Demon so bad. Yes,
dude, that would be so sick.
Like, those people over there are demons. Like, don't tell them we really are.
It's like, we love your band, but like, actually, shh.
So as you put the old woman down, she's immediately going to go to like the other people she recognizes from the New American Church of Life and start telling them a very poor but also exaggerated account of what happened with the bandito. And you follow the deputy and the sheriff into the office. They kind of give like a quick look around, and you see the sheriff pull out his revolver and kind of like ease up to the door. He kind of gives a head motion to Goose, who kind of kicks the door in, gun pointing. And Deputy Goose is the first one to go. Is like, I don't think anybody. Actually, let me give him a good roll. And Tom, I'm gonna need another roll from you for something you technically have already done.
The gun in the hand?
Yeah, why don't you give me... Is that larceny, or... I was going to say deception, but once again, that's Dungeons & Dragons.
There's subterfuge.
Roll animal, Ken? Or animal handling. God damn it, I butchered the joke.
Tom, would you... I will take either a... why don't you give me a... manipulation subterfuge?
Ooh. At least I wait. Ooh.
I mean, subterfuge doesn't exist in this.
Difficulty.
I will say 6, and they're rolling against you.
Well, I got 3 successes.
3 successes.
Boy.
So the deputy immediately goes up to the body of Bill Turner. He's like, Sheriff Franklin, I don't think anybody shot Bill. I think he shot himself.
Can I sort of see the gun in his hand?
You can, but why don't you give me I'm trying to think of the appropriate role here. Perception investigation.
Perception
So the good news for
investigation.
you, Tom, is both the good sheriff and the deputy got a 1.
Yeah.
I will say the sheriff had a significantly bigger dice pool, but also got significantly more 1s on his rolls.
Ooh.
Is 2 7s gonna do it?
2 7s. You got 3 successes, right, Tom?
I got 3 successes.
The angle's a bit odd, but you kind of look at it and you're like, it looks like this man might have shot himself, judging from the shotgun in his hand and like the massive bullet wound in his head. It looks like half of his head's gone. Like everything from the jaw up is a mess.
My God.
Believable with a shotgun.
I guess the pressure finally got to him.
As the sheriff kind of looks at him, absolutely baffled. And he's like, what reason would Bill have to shoot himself? He was one of the only people in this town that had anything going for him financially.
Well?
And he kind of realizes, turns to you, he's like, sir, this is still technically an active crime scene investigation. You shouldn't be in here.
Oh, forgive me, Sheriff. I'm not looking to get in no way, no how, but if there's any way I can help, I am sort of a witness, I guess.
Sheriff will say, I thought you came in right as I thought you said you didn't see nothing.
I didn't. I heard things. Is that not legally considered a witness? I don't know the jargon, but I was here when the gunshot went off.
Well, what exactly did you hear?
So, I walked through the door, and I sees, I see that fine woman there at the desk, like she should be, and I see she's standing, and she's got this strange look on her face, and I sort of look at her, quizzical like, searching for answers, but her face just glued to the door. And I hear somebody call out, "You know what I was reaching for." And then the gunshot goes off. Just like that. And that's when she just collapsed to the floor, and then after that was just a blur as I rushed to try and help. Oh yeah, I 100%. I was thinking that last time that I'd be playing like reverse fucking Phoenix Wright with this shit.
No, I know. I'm trying to get into the sheriff's headspace, and he's out. The fellow that walked in here. Do you know him?
Who's he speaking to?
Sheriff speaking to you. Do you recognize his voice at all?
I got here after whatever was happening in the office was already happening. I didn't see no one come or go. I definitely heard old Bill's voice. I'm here in Crucifixion doing some business with the Vanderbergs. I was on account of the reason I came down here today. I never expected nothing like this.
And the Deputy Goose will kind of be like, Sheriff Franklin, it sounds like that man was trying to stop Bill from shooting himself.
What a good person he was.
What a friend to the community.
He said he knew what he was reaching for. Maybe he was trying to stop him.
Oh, I love
The
Goose.
sheriff's
We
like,
gotta
"But
send
what?"
Goose a gift basket.
He's like, but that doesn't make any sense, Goose. What reason would Bill have to shoot himself?
I mean, forgive me, Sheriff, if I may, but look at the state of this town and everything Mr. Turner was responsible for. I don't think there's many men on God's green earth that could handle the kind of pressure Mr. Turner was under.
Why don't you give me a manipulation subterfuge?
Ooh, not as good. Not as good, but that's still 5 dice. What's in...
We'll say that I'm asking for manipulation subterfuge because you know you're lying right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, you have more dice than I did.
What's the difficulty?
I think the sheriff is a pretty wise fellow. I'll give you a diff 7.
Willpower, don't you as well?
Ooh, that is 3 successes, my guy.
Nice. Onyx dice didn't fail you this time.
Well,
Oh, yes,
I got a dice tray, so thanks, HTG.
Yeah.
Your Patreon dollars at work.
Keeping the dice rolling clean.
Things are rough, sure, but Bill always was such an ordinary fellow, full of life in his own way. Just seems so damn hard to comprehend.
It's always the people you least expect, isn't it?
So as he's kind of pondering, looking at the crime scene, you see the deputy is kind of like trying to put Bill's own kind of like not blazer, but his old Western style kind of jacket over his bloodied face as he's kind of
It's hot.
yeah. Well, he's trying not to throw up as he's basically covering this completely blown open face.
Would you like some help there, sir?
I am an officer of the law. I can fulfill my duties.
You say
And
so.
I will say this is a good point to go to Monjarston.
Who's that? Who's looking for me?
Once you've successfully evaded the deputy, what do you plan on doing? Seems like there's quite a commotion just on the other side of the street.
Tom, I can I just take a moment to appreciate the wonderful, beautiful tag team that just happened? You shot a guy in the face, and then immediately we switch out to the liar to help fucking pad the story. Not to take anything away from you, though. You 100% did that.
Murder the shit out of
Well, I mean, I have my own agenda. And, like I said, I was standing my ground. Completely justified.
Technically, I think the other man was standing his ground.
He lost. He lost his ground. He got the high ground.
No, I was standing. You know what? Ask him if he was standing his ground. Exactly.
Yeah. You asked him, there's no response.
History is written by the winners.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for his wraith to fucking be pissed.
Well, that depends if another ghost just doesn't rip him out of that ghost sack and turn him into a brick.
He's money now.
That's always such a wacky idea in Wraith. It's like everything you see around you is made out of ghosts. That brick, that's a ghost. We just rip people out of the little ghost sacks.
That
Turn him
soup you're
into-
eating? Ghost. Alright. What to do? Probably shouldn't enter the crowd. Even if I may have been
Exonerated.
yeah, that's the word. But my character don't know that, and he knows better than to return to the scene of the crime. So, I still need to find my good old friend Salvador. I know he's working with these people. So now, next on the list is the real Vanderbergs. I need to find out where they be. So I will actually return to the hotel because I think the lawyer boy would know where they are.
Okay, heading back to the hotel. So back to Ririd. So the sheriff will kind of usher you out of the building, out of respect for the recently deceased Mr. Bill Turner, and you see that he was a pillar of the community, Tom.
Yeah, but
And
not a low-bearing one.
That's probably true. As the sheriff kind of approaches the secretary, gets her side of the story. She seems a bit hysterical, and he's not trying to like tell her she's wrong or anything like that, but he thinks, from what you can gather of their conversation, that she might have misinterpreted the situation when she gets to the bit about you also kind of get a picture painted of what happened with Monjarston coming in, claiming he had some property he wanted to sell.
Yeah, I would like to point out that he did proffer a deed in front of her, so I don't know what that's worth to the old lady, but...
As the sheriff kind of addresses the crowd, and he says, "A terrible tragedy has happened here. Out of respect for the recently deceased, I need you all to go on back about your business."
This town probably doesn't have a lot of murder happening.
Yeah, people always overestimate how much murder happened in the Old West, and this technically is no longer the Old West. As Chaz, would you remind me what the roll? Do I roll against your flaw, or is that something you have to roll?
Oh, you're talking about my she flaw, right?
Yes.
I believe you roll that, but I will get you...
down by the she floor.
Oh, Tom, you are a treat. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm trying to open the fucking table of contents on my character sheet, and it's not going so well.
Will you let us know when it works?
I mean, technically, it's there, right? I just have thumbnails. Childling, the Kithane.
I have 2 thumbnails.
Kith. She, Autumn.
And Adam's mic is fucked up.
Mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have the mouth? Oh no, mouthpiece is right there. I don't know.
That's my mic. I could hear it too. I thought it was somebody.
Oh, there we go.
Getting
a little better.
Like that.
Anytime in Autumn she successfully enchants or even meaningfully interacts with the mortal, successful use of intimidation, expression, leadership, etc., the storyteller should roll the mortal's willpower against the difficulty of the she's glamour rating. Failure means that the mortal takes an extra interest in the she, which can manifest as anything from persistently offering favors or discounts to asking personal questions, or sharing unwelcome confidences, or even asking for pictures or autographs. It also means the mortal has no trouble remembering every word and detail of the interaction, which can be a problem for a she trying to remain inconspicuous. A botch on the roll indicates the mortal either develops an unhealthy fascination with the she in the case of a positive interaction, or an obsessive hatred in response to a negative one.
Oh yeah, your brother's gonna get the black chick, you're gonna get the granny, you're gonna get Gilf.
No, I've got a whole fucking church clamoring for this fucking dick.
So, Chaz, what's your current glamour rating?
Max 4, current 3.
She only has to beat a 4 right now. That would be funny if she botched. No, she got a success. She's like, I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come in, Mr. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Shoot, ma'am, you can call me Hutch. And once again, I didn't do anything that any other good Christian wouldn't have done.
Well, we need some more of that good Christianity around here. I hope to see you at church on Sunday.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I was there last week. I'll be there again.
And now, what is Ririd ap Liam going to do?
So Ririd needs to play the hand he is dealt. He was not expecting Bill Turner to get dead, but now that he is, that leaves an opening in the Vanderberg's operations he might be able to exploit. The question is, when does he pay a visit to pay respects to Abelard? Does he go now? Does he wait till tomorrow? I think maybe waiting 24 hours is probably a thing to do.
I'll wait 24 hours before I'm like, I hear you have a job opening.
Well, no. It's on the sly. It's more of like if there's anything I can do to help. You know, one of those. But we all know what Reared's trying to pull here. I need to think of another way to get these people water. Because, actually, real quick, I'm going to try to, how can I do this, like, on the sly? Ma'am, if you don't mind, would you mind if I ask a question?
Jack, anything, you just have to ask.
Oh, shucks, ma'am, I appreciate that. Would you happen to know how the Vanderbergs would get enough water for the cattle in these parts? See, I was thinking about diversifying my business, but I'm a little worried.
Why don't you give me why don't you give me some of that once again, I'm just gonna have to stick with the manipulation empathy.
And now you know what it's like when Mark Zantz does things.
You can give it to me at a difficulty 5, considering this woman thinks you just saved her life.
I mean,
what do you mean thanks? I fucking did. So
yeah, technically, yes. You use the power of Fey magic to be like, you don't get to die yet, old woman.
come back from the coil.
Did I kill you first?
by virtue of the ones, that is unfortunately 2 successes.
Only 2 successes. You're like, well, son, water's hard to come by around here, but he was able to find a pocket of water because of the land surveyors.
Land surveyors. Oh shucks, ma'am, I don't want to go on business with what y'all been through. Where could I find these surveyors? Would you happen to know?
Well, they usually head up to Mr. Vanderberg, report directly to him, but well, his business is going to be all out of sorts without Bill Turner around.
Oh my, I hadn't even thought of that.
Look, I'm sorry we couldn't help you with whatever you came into the building for, but...
No, ma'am, no, I don't want you worrying about that none. Listen, ma'am. I think you should go home. I think you should get some rest for the rest of the day. You've been through a lot, and I'm gonna pray for you tonight, okay? And I think we should both pray for the soul of poor Mr. Turner in there. I think he had a lot more troubles than we knew was going on.
You'll hear another old woman. It's a sin what he did. Suicide.
Now, madam,
Yeah, fuck that guy.
as the good Lord said, let he who is without sin toss the first stone, and judge not lest he be judged. I think Mr. Turner had some real deep pain in him. And I don't think it's very Christian-like of us to judge a man for things that we don't know about what he's going through.
Be as hard as it may nowadays. What the Bible says is what the Bible says, and well, I'm not sure there's enough prayers for what Bill Turner just did to himself.
Maybe not,
Bible's
ma'am, but I
very
think...
clear on what it says about that.
Maybe not, ma'am, but If I know the good book like I know the good book, and I know the good Lord like I know the good Lord, I think he'd like us to try.
All right. On
And-
to
Yeah,
Oh,
don't be
but
such
I
a
will-
bitch, Lucille.
I will go back to the hotel, though.
all right, Gilbert. After speaking to one Mr. Pedro, what do you plan on doing?
I'm gonna go hunt down some surveying equipment.
Okay.
So I want to head in that southern direction that Pedro pointed me in, and snoop around some farms.
Are you doing this clandestinely, or are you just kind of like openly kicking about like a hobo?
I'll openly kick about like a hobo. I feel like that's a good enough cover as is. Like, what are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm a bum, dude. What do you think? I'm walking.
Oh,
Do
Von
it,
Morrison,
which-
I am actively trying to out demagogue the demagogue. This is the meta at the moment. Sorry, go ahead.
Why don't you give me the rare appearance
Firearms?
appearance firearms? I will say appearance subterfuge.
Oh, hey, actually, it points.
The fabled appearance roll.
Right. I have points in it. So thanks, dice. What do I need for success?
Standard diff 6.
Sweet. 3 successes.
3 successes. So you already looked the part. You've actually been hoboing about for quite a bit. You might get a few stares, but people are kind of too busy minding their own business, trying to squeeze whatever they got out of this land here, trying to get the dirt out of their homes to pay you too much mind. And now, why don't you give me one of those perception investigation rolls?
Ooh. Let's see how badly this can go. Investigation is... Oh boy. Well, at least perception ain't bad. Diff 6?
Yeah, I'll say a diff 8.
Okay, 1 success.
1 success.
Yes.
It takes you maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, as you're kind of like kicking around some of these properties. Some of them are pretty expansive, but anything that looks occupied, you tend to avoid. People don't pay you too much mind, thinking you're just wandering through town. Until you kind of find one of the empty farms, clearly been left alone for quite some time, and you see what you think is an old barn door that seems to be open slightly ajar.
I'd like to peek in.
Yo, another fucking bot. 2 in one
Oh
night.
man. They believe, man. They believe in us more than we believe in ourselves.
Alright, number 1 fans. Yeah, let's go, guys.
Mod the bot.
Believe in us, who the bots believe in.
Yeah.
Believe in the
So-
bots that believe in us.
So peering through that crack in the door, what do I see?
You look to see what seems to be some pretty basic, kind of like almost what seem to be like drills and some other stuff that's kind of hard to make out. They almost look like telescopes or something of that sort.
Interesting.
And despite the dilapidation of the barn, this stuff looks pretty new.
Deal it.
Like to go
Or-
into the barn.
It's a heist.
It's one man heist. Let's fucking go.
So you go in, and I'm assuming you have like no engineering kind of ability or anything like that.
I have a point in technology.
All right, why don't you give me intelligence technology then? I never imagined a satyr in the 30s having technology as a skill.
Well, you see, nearly everything in this character I just rolled to see what would happen. So I got dots and shit. I don't know how that's gonna be useful, but hey, the data technology's coming in pretty clutch right now.
He had to learn how to build the cigar box guitar. I mean, technology comes in handy on the road.
True.
Sometimes you just need to improvise a can opener.
Gonna be 2 successes.
2 successes?
Yep.
So you're kind of looking at the equipment, and it's nothing you yourself are too familiar with, but you can put heads or tail together to realize this is something that's clearly used to there's like little telescope looking things and whatnot, and like I said, drills and other kind of bits of digging and
How
almost
big a
mining looking
drill?
paraphernalia.
The mining. Okay, it's like a big ass mining drill.
Yes.
Oh, how big?
How big? Not terribly big. Probably about as big as your person, but it looks like it can go not too deep, but relatively deep, speaking.
Hmm.
And it looks like they've already gotten on a start, kind of like going into the Earth here.
Here, Earth here. Okay.
It looks like they're just getting started, but they have kind of tested the equipment out a little bit.
So does the hole, I guess, that they were starting on, does it look like an actual attempt, or does it just like they were testing?
It looks like more like at first attempts of looking for something, from what you can tell.
Okay. Do I see? So there's the surveying equipment, but do I see anything that's like, I don't know, even as wacky as like dowsing rods, like something to actually find water?
We could have done that last time though, or one of the time before it was dust roads in the back of the car or in the vehicle. Or is that a fever dream that I remember?
Wait, I couldn't hear that, Adam.
Like didn't we do like a dowsing rod thing with Paul and Gilbert in the car, like speed running through the village or the town?
Yeah, I remember that, but didn't we like decide that was like pseudoscience?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. But it's something that the Fae would probably be able to get to work.
That's what I was thinking.
But we probably just weren't looking in the right places. So
Yeah.
but we also didn't have drilling equipment.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me one more perception investigation?
Ooh, 3 successes.
3 successes. So kind of like going through the equipment, you don't find anything specific to what you're looking for, but you do find what seems to be some kind of log written in hand script.
Neat.
Almost a kind of basic map of the properties.
Mm-hmm. Am I able to like, read any of the weird log shit, or is it just like so survey based jargon and I'm just incomprehensible?
I don't think linguistics is a thing in this one. I mean, you can take linguistics, but that's more of a language kind of thing.
Academics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think individual languages are merits in 20th anniversary.
I think you take linguistics in V20, but I think all the other ones have it like as a merit / academics.
I am almost positive in V20 it's tied to academics.
Okay.
But I don't want to contradict you, Mr. Storyteller. This is Josh's table.
Kind of like flipping through it, it seems to be a log of like properties currently owned by the bank and the Vanderbergs, as well as findings on what they found on those properties.
Gotcha. how big did you say this drill would be? Like, do you have like a estimated size dimensions?
I don't have a good size dimensions just because I don't know exactly how big that would need to be personally. So I've been a bit vague about that description.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
It's not like that full blown like kind of big thing you're seeing. Like I said, it's more of a excavating, looking for oil and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking through it, it seems like they have been finding pockets of water here and there.
Is there anything like I guess bigger that I can tell from what they're looking at?
Let's see. Do you have academics?
No. I have
In that case-
enigmas.
Paul has it for sure, but yeah.
I'm not good at the books, but I like puzzles.
Yeah. Put this part with this part to, and that part with that part to.
I would say in order to get that kind of thing, you might need to look through it a little harder.
Okay.
Not look through it harder, but kind of get a full breadth of what's written down here.
Yeah, like have a better understanding. Well, I'm gonna take this book for one. This is mine now. Hobo writes, laying in an abandoned barn.
It's mine.
Looking. What time of day is it currently?
I will say the sun's already hit its peak and it's probably on the decline, but not quite towards sunset just yet.
Gotcha. And in this barn, there wouldn't happen to be like a cart or a sled or something I could load a bunch of this mining equipment onto.
No, chances are they're probably doing what you're doing and using a car to move things around, or some
Gotcha.
kind of truck. Just judge with like a quick scan, you can kind of assume they probably left it here to continue doing stuff here.
Okay. Okay. I think I can leave this stuff here for now and deal with it later. But I'm gonna take the book with me and fuck off.
Where are you fucking off to?
I'll probably go back to the car and meet back up at the hotel because I need someone who's a little more smarter than me to read this book.
Okay. Are you gonna pick up Kazaa, or are you gonna let him find his own way home?
I guess I can swing by, maybe pick him up on the road or something.
So are you gonna, Adam, is Paul Tinkerton staying there for like the full duration that Krudar is exploring, or is he planning on walking back home at some point?
Like, he'll probably like when Servy's like just done with what he needs to do. Just I'll be off then. See, good to talk to you. See y'all in a little bit. I'll keep in touch with you. And I'm just gonna start walking out then after a bit.
Okay. Is there anything you're doing in the interim?
What is that?
In the meantime, Adam.
Oh, the meantime? No, I'll probably just start making my way back, or just like just look at her arts things again to see if I can get inspired to see if I can grasp the mind.
Kind of looking at what she has here, you can't quite grasp like an artistic statement of what she's trying to say. It just seems like she's trying to figure something out, like maybe what she's trying to say with, building these little pieces out of like dried flowers and animal skulls and stuff like that.
Death comes for us all.
Too true, Adam.
Yeah.
So after a while, do you honk the horn like when you get close to him, Kyle, or are you just gonna kind of look for him?
I mean, is he out on the road or is he still in the house?
No,
What
walking
do you
on
think,
the road.
Adam?
I'm pretty sure
Walking
walking
on
on the
the
road. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing all that, yeah, I'm probably walking on the road.
I'm going to float the car slightly higher so it's not like clipping on the ground, and just get real close and give him a good honk.
Why don't you give me a... There should be a good roll for that, but what would it be? I don't think that's dexterity. That's almost like a stealth drive.
I mean, I'll roll it.
Let's not try it though, but it's, I guess.
Wait, can I roll that?
Yeah, that's technically 2 skills.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also don't have dots in either of those. My ability to drive the car is solely based on the fact that I can make it fly.
Okay, why don't you give me a dexterity roll for the piloting of it?
Ooh, 1 success?
Adam, why don't you give me a perception alertness?
Oh man, I'm gonna get wrecked.
I gotta get my thing. I forgot. Oh, I guess I'll use Onyx Dice real quick. Onyx Dice.
I have a chance.
Yeah, Onyx Dice. When you forget to get your dice back, an hour and a half into the story, it's always on you guys. Don't worry.
Oh,
It's just the Addery time. What are you talking about?
How is our lovely chat?
Is Dex?
A whole barrel of peanut. Oh god. Nutnade.
Yeah.
Because what could possibly be better than a exploding glitter on someone's face?
I got 2 successes.
Cocaine smoke bomb.
Cocaine.
So unfortunately, you don't quite sneak up on him. He kind of turns around as he kind of, I don't know, I guess feels the air pressure moving.
I feel
Still gonna honk in his face.
No,
The car is like face level to him at this point.
I'm like Tom. I feel the earth shaking with the with the ground over it.
Yeah, as you turn around, you get a good honk in the face.
Excuse me. Walking here.
Get in, square. We're going. I don't know, swinging.
Oh,
Like swing dancing.
That's in the 50s, but yeah, I guess we're going in the future.
No, the 20s.
No, is it? Oh yes. Is it swinging?
Is swinging a thing right now, like dance-wise? I know, like music-wise, it's still big band. Do people swing to big band?
Yeah, I imagine they could.
I feel like swing is like degenerate big band.
Yeah.
It's like the big band that your parents complain about.
I think people are probably still doing the Charleston, though.
Yeah, well, different strokes for different folks.
The Charleston.
All
Yeah,
right,
people are still doing that one dance where you like put your hands on your knees and you move them back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the hokey pokey.
you walk to this club, and you see someone flossing.
Yikes.
Like, oh shit, he's from the future.
I'm sure that happened.
Yeah.
Should we get in the car, nerd?
I shall get in the car. Where'd you get this car from?
It's the one we drove in on. Have
Looks
you been
different.
drinking?
No.
All right. Well, let's.
So you all heading back to the hotel?
Yep. Yes, sir. Gotta meet up with the brains.
Jazz, are you also heading back to the hotel?
Yes, as was stated previously.
You're probably getting there first in that case.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you see Mon Jarson sitting at a bar or a table.
So I just sort of see him close the door as I walk in, and so what the hell did we agree to?
Well, we started making a plan. Others got involved, and you up and left.
Yes, that is factually what happened, and that's not what I asked. What was agreed upon after I left?
Agreed.
Let me backtrack. When I left, the current idea was to kidnap Mr. Turner, and now He is currently decorating his own office. How did one get to the next step in that chain?
You just laugh in his face. Oh my god.
Reared is probably slightly confused whether the man actually shot himself or not, based off of the deception versus perception roll.
Fair, but is he though? Considering like we were actively plotting against this guy, and I've met Mon Jarston. If you
He might have convinced him to shoot himself. Yeah, you can jump to your conclusions, obviously, but your conclusions might be the truth. But yes, what is Mr. Jarston's response?
Now listen here, Mr. Turner, I believe his name was. I just wanted to ask him a few questions. That's all. What happened? What transpired after the questions was out of my hand.
All right, well, I think you'll be happy to know that I have done my level best to help, shall we say, extirpate any of your involvement from the scene. So, as far as the general public was aware, you were not there and never was. I can't speak to the efficacy of the woman's testimony, but the sheriff didn't seem to take much stock in it.
All right, there's that woman. I'm not too keen on dirting my hands when I don't need to, but that is a loose end.
All right, Mr. Drelox, in the spirit of mutual respect for one another, I think it is prudent to put our cards on the table at this point. What do you intend to do next, so that we don't get in each other's way?
Well, I need to talk, or I need to ask the Vanderbergs some questions. That's all. What transpires after the questions is outside my hand.
And would I be correct in surmising that these questions would be of similar nature to the ones asked of Mr. Turner today?
Perhaps, but probably yes.
I see. I don't actually know if Rearid would want to stop him.
Do it. Give in to the dark side. Give in to the one-ton violence.
Player morality versus character morality.
Mr. Drelox, in your opinion, I would like you to think to the ideal future that you see for yourself in this situation. In such a circumstance, what do you envision? To rephrase, what is the best possible way you see this going?
I find who I'm looking for.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe that you would have the best chance of success finding this person were you to interrogate the Vanderbergs on your own? Or would you prefer if I did the asking for you?
Well, I believe that your skills with lawyering would probably do a little better, though I'm pretty good at getting information. Evidenced by Mr. Turner.
Well, let's discuss, Mr. Turner. Did you get the answers you were looking for?
I got as much answers as I could have out of him.
Not
before he he found it too heavy of a burden to
There,
keep on.
therein lies the problem. Suppose dear Abelard does succumb under similar pressures, and he also ends up a decoration in his own abode. How then would you go about finding this person?
Well,
Van
you
Sweet
see-
Hutch, do it.
Well, what I got from Mr. Turner is that this person I'm looking for is working with the Federales, so I would just need to find one of them, preferably one working in the area. Trust me, I'm pretty good at finding people. Part of the job, at times.
Mr. Drellex, do your jobs typically involve you murdering people who hold information that you require?
Only when it's absolutely necessary.
What I'm proposing is an alliance. I would wish to help you locate who you're looking for. In return, all that I ask is that perhaps we keep the collateral damage to a minimum for the time being.
I will say at this point, you all hear the engine stop outside of the hotel.
I mean, I don't know what you said, but I like to keep my violence as contained as possible.
If you are willing to give me more information on who it is you seek, I think I have a greater chance of getting the information from Abelard than you might, and this puts you at significantly less risk. I'm not entirely certain one way or the other whether or not Abelard is more useful living or dead. However, Abelard is at least the devil we know, and were he to lose his grip on the town, I fear who might rise in his stead.
Where's If that's such a sticking point for you, we can just take care of both devils.
We could, but I'm reluctant to consider that an answer when other opportunities lie before us.
You failed to see the idea of getting what we need from these people and just getting rid of them, letting the town right itself from these wrongs that these other parties have imposed on them, on the town as a whole.
Mr. Drellox, with all due respect, you don't seem to understand that you didn't get what you needed from Mr. Turner.
I got as much as I could.
But did you get what you needed?
More than I had.
You're dodging the question, Mr. Drellox. I think I can help you with a greater chance of success if you will let me in on the information that you seek.
Let me tell you a little secret, boy. The more information you know that I'm seeking, the more likely you're going to end up in my situation.
Mr. Drellox, we are both here to defend the dreaming, to keep its corpse breathing with what little rusted bellows we have. My friend, we have been in the same situation since the moment we traipsed through the town gates. Now, if I can help you, that only means that you can help me later on.
Oh, boy. You see, there's a finite amount of time we got here. You know that?
For more than one reason, I'm curious to which you're referring.
let's just say my time is on a much tighter time limit.
Sir, do you gain some sort of satisfaction in speaking in riddles?
Was that a rhetorical question? We're all changeling.
Fair, however, a pooka you are not. Now, I have been nothing but completely honest and open with you in the entire time I've known you. If such is not enough to gain your trust, then so be it, but I should hope that in the interest of mutual cooperation, you would be willing to speak with me plainly, at least a bit more than you seem to be willing to do.
In my
Kazaa. Oh,
oh no, go ahead.
Kazaa and Krudar kind of come into a very tense-looking conversation.
They just prepare to die for cover.
Just freak in through the middle, like,
It's
evening,
raw, man.
y'all.
Just fire. Oh, sorry, natural reaction. It's the Pinkertons.
Mr. Drelox, has it occurred to you that Abelard Vanderberg could himself be the seed of Apollo? Perhaps not at the moment, perhaps not yet, but he has wealth and power to do many things. And a powerful individual like that is not something to be simply discarded.
Now, I guess if you wish me to be completely honest, then I'll have to tell you that this little foray has taken backseat to my own personal mission.
As I've already surmised.
Because, as I said, I am on a tight schedule.
All right, let us not beat around the bush. Why, Mr. Drelox? Why are you on such a tight schedule? If you don't wish to tell me, if you don't trust me enough, then that is all I need to know, and I think our business here is concluded.
Well, you know, we all got that fancy glamour, and we all know the power of foresight. We know a little bit about ourselves and where we're going in the future.
So you speak of the oncoming winter, yes?
No. Now, listen. Now, I've seen where I stand and where I'm going.
Wait a minute.
Or at least...
You're speaking of a dire portent. You're telling me that you're fated for something ill.
That is what I... Yes, that is what I'm saying.
By what means did you come by this information?
Plagued every night by the recurring nightmare. A violent end is in my path, and there's no avoiding it. I've come to accept this. And the closer you are to me, the more likely you're going to be caught in the crossfire.
I am not afraid of whatever the dreaming portends for you. My role in this town, my role in this motley, is to do as much good as I can with what I am given, and part of what I am given is those of you who have chosen to accompany us here. If you will allow me to, I am not afraid to help you. Come what may.
Oh, I'm beyond helping, boy. But if you wish to speak on my behalf for Mr. Vanderberg, then so be it.
That means I need to know who you're looking for.
I'm looking for a little turncoat federalis by the name of Salvador.
Salvador, and how do you believe he's involved with the Vanderbergs?
Well, Mr. Turner told me. Wait, how did I learn that originally?
Technically, Hutch told you.
I did?
Not Hutch, it might have been Eleanor, but somebody saw...
Yeah, I think Eleanor
letter.
went in and, like, stole fucking papers from the desk.
Yes. Letters, between the two of them talking about, potential incoming, deportations.
It was on a letter. From what HCG says.
Look at
No.
HTG. He knows our canon better than we do.
That's why we love everybody.
We don't.
But, with that
Yeah.
revelation, I think that's a good point to end it.
All right. Yeah, I was
As
so
you all are
excited
having,
when we're in this like tense, crazy moment. And I'm just like, wait a minute, I can literally eat popcorn. Just
Perfect, yeah. More good than popcorn.
2 XP is good to go around, and you all may commence your vote.
2 XP, you said?
Yes.
Well, if Adam gets up to 50, we all can spend his XP on ourselves.
I vote for Tom for opening up and learning the power of friendship. I'm glad his characters come to that arc in the anime.
Tom, is Monjarston Piccolo?
Well, I mean,
or is it Vegeta?
I mean,
I'm
Vegeta
not
did
sh-
have the whatever gun.
Oh, the Gallic gun?
Gallic
They
gun.
both die.
yeah, but
They get
Vegeta
better.
always makes things worse. So we will find out which one I am later in the story.
Tune in next week to find out.
It's an important question every man has to ask himself. Am I Vegeta or am I Piccolo? Alright, Kyle, who are you voting for the bonus XP?
That's a hard question. I'm torn between Chaz and Tom because that was I like the way this episode ended.
Yeah.
I'll roll for it. It's going to Tom.
Alright, 2 from Monjarston.
I'll vote for Charlie for work in the crowd after the after the awful suicide that happened.
I was 100% gonna back you up. Like I was gonna help you any way I could, but I desperately needed plausible deniability from that if I was gonna do anything.
1 of a vote going to Mr. Gilbert Boyle for having great taste in popcorn.
Thanks, Jay.
Finder Jack votes for Chaz for the scene with the old woman and the sheriff. And
That was good,
Hottrashgamin
too.
also votes for Chaz for being proud of his 5 dice roll. Adam, who are you voting for?
Do it, Adam. Vote for yourself.
It'll just everybody has like a 2, right? A 2 or 3, so I gonna just vote for myself.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
the first to
Between-
fall.
The first to fall, yeah. I'm trying to get you guys XP, okay? I'm doing it for the team. I'm voting for Chaz though for talking to everybody the way he does. The way he do. Yes.
You're basically just voting for me for fucking prioritizing social.
Von Morrison votes for Adam for drinking on stream and letting the adults know.
I appreciate Von Morrison. Yeah, that's me today.
Daestra wants me to flip a coin for him because he's torn between Chaz and Tom right now, but you gotta flip that coin yourself, buddy.
Or
You
use
gotta-
the Onyx
You gotta
dice
live your
app.
life.
Maybe he doesn't have coin.
Use the Onyx dice tab to make it a 50-50.
I mean, I'll flip a coin for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they. Haven't you seen No Country for Old Men, Kyle? That's how he gets you.
Oh,
Oh,
call it.
Call it, nerd.
You remember when they fucking what was his name? Javier
Bardem, I think is his
Bardem.
last name.
Yeah, when they put him in fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, he was somehow less intimidating as an undead ghost than he was in No Country for Old Men.
Then a weird guy with the bowl cut.
A weird guy with the bull cut. Yeah, it's the...
Daestra says his goes to Chaz.
God damn it! I already saved my pedia.
coin spoke.
I believe that's everybody, unless somebody else is going to vote right now. Chaz is leading it with 5 total votes.
Nice.
Chaz gets the bonus XP for convincing everybody that a suicide instead of a murder occurred, and for everybody enjoyed hearing the story about beating an old leper to death.
Oh man, that's legitimately one of my favorite fails. I cannot think of a time when I fucked something up that I've enjoyed more.
I mean, you made the choice to get your character killed too.
Yeah, they come back.
That was cool though, because I got to come back as a risen. Oh, that was fucking dope. What's gonna happen with that campaign, Josh? Have you given any thought to it?
Whenever we get a chance to play it again, Kyle's got to make an Inquisitor now.
I mean,
Are we gonna stream it or just like keep it to ourselves?
Probably just keep it as a home game.
If that's what you wish.
Take that, chat. We're gonna tease you with these stories, but you're never gonna get to watch it. Ha ha ha.
make it our podcast.
Yeah.
We
Right.
riot. Oh god. That's true. They do outnumber us.
And they do know where we live, essentially, in all the city. Patreon stream it.
Patreon stream it.
Or Discord stream. You know, because y'all should join the Discord. It's pretty awesome.
I believe there are some new people. If you do, you can always join our Discord. There should be a link down below. But I hope you all enjoyed this game of Changeling.
Oh yeah,
And
it's great.
wherever you are, good morning or good night.
Yeah.
I guess we have to do the
raid.
Yeah.
Throw some sleepy Adams in the chat.
Oh, hang on. First I gotta take half an hour to figure out who the hell we're gonna raid. Any proclivities?
None in particular, but Daestra says he's glad we're all back so we can start doing stuff in person again.
A lot of people have been wanting that. Like, I am not against it, but the logistics of that are kind of a pain in the dick. Let's rate our friends Coffee Cats. It's been a little while.
Yeah. Can't wait for them to not acknowledge us.
Well, they acknowledged us last time. They have the things up now.
This is how you network, allegedly.
With, except it was the other ones that were into, what's it called though?
Oh, the VTubers? No, the VTubers eventually shouted us out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, we love you people. Thanks for being here tonight. There would be no CAFCON without you. You fantastic people have yourselves a great evening and an even better morning tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your
Goodbye.
pop.
Bye, guys.
All right, everybody, I'm going to get some shut-eye. You all have a good night.